Aloha. Today is Sunday, August, I think it's the 15th. Who knows? I've been out here. So this is the front area, as you've seen me start in so many videos. Okay, the brush pile that used to be over there is gone. We hand chopped that. The wall over here is maintained. And everything is still everything along the front side. We're not looking to manicure the front and make things all pretty until we actually have our farm growing. So if you'll look, let me back up again. Okay, those logs have been put there to help too much soil from to help stop too much soil from eroding. But that was when we beveled the driveway so we can actually get the car in. Say hi, there's Kale. Okay. So now looking around, we kept the blue vervain. For those of you that are asking, those little purple flowers, that's blue vervain. Our tea leaf in the front area are growing and are protected by the coconut logs around it. Those will later be used for something else. If you notice that we have a lot of log outlines on the property, that's what we use to draw the lines instead of drawing a massive blueprint and needing a special place for that. We've built a humble rock ledge along the side of the property. I wouldn't necessarily call it a wall. That's there to retain the soil on one side or the other. And all of this has been hand chopped, walked on, raked, and piled over. While there are some big pieces, this is slowly turning into soil. All right. And if we turn over this way, we've gotten rid of the little greenhouse, temporary greenhouse growing area, or where we put our flower pots. Most of those are in the ground now. Just the buckets remain for utility use. Now, for those of you that know, primary earth does not have a lot of soil. Therefore, we have soil. When we grow new sprouts in our nursery, we don't want to take the soil from the ground. And that's going to be for our next set of plant babies. Moving right along. You're looking here. This acre is known as Kahala Grove. And this area contains at least a dozen coconut alone. We have more in other areas of the property, but not in a grove like this. And if we look down at all these loose little sticks, those are the pieces that went flying while we were working up front. We leave just a thin layer of them out. And the reason for that, you see our social circle and our campsite. The reason for leaving a layer of them out is so that they can be broken down. It's faster to mulch them that way without work. Okay, so this area over here where you see the pile in a disarray behind the tea leaf, that was the whole area that the pigs dug up. And we had to replant this tea over here. And our fern took a hit, but it looks like it's coming back. Our succulents are doing well. If you look inside there, like that little green mound right there. Okay, and there's a gray one right there. Those are succulents. And they really like it there. They're in a happy place. There's rocks underneath that soil. And the soil on top is just really the bare minimum that they need. Moving to my right, once again, there's that thin layer of twigs that we left on the ground for no work mulching. If you see my old shoes there, okay, everybody who's worked on this farm and has let go of a pair of shoes is going to fill their shoes up with soil, and we're going to plant in those shoes, of course, ornamentals, but we're going to plant in those shoes, and we're going to have a shoe garden called Walk a Mile in My Shoes. And here's what's left of our bibis, and lots of empty pots that are going to be filled with that soil and new seeds. We have about 30 lemongrass additions, thanks to another farmer on island, and a darn good price. I'm going to take you for a brief walk. Now, I had 2 of my kids last week go through and do crop surveys just to make it easier for me to walk along the trail and give you progress surveys. Okay, if you're interested in looking at the exact crops, please go ahead and see the video before this one. That will show you some things. And I'll do ones that we're passing, like that right there. That is Inga, also known as ice cream bean. It is delicious. It's like eating cotton candy. This is longevity spinach, and you can't see the garlic sprouts, or maybe you can. Those little things that look like they may be grass over, where's my finger? Okay, over here. Those are actually garlic sprouts coming up. And there's more spinach there. Let me go back out so I can find my plants. That's chives. And if I go across to the other side, can I find the kale? Oh, that is the kale. Okay, sorry. I was too busy looking at the corner of the screen. Our baby Noni has taken off pretty well. She's flourishing now. Okay, this is one of the 2 brush piles that are left from the first acre. And from the far back view, as far back as I can go right here, you see we did the outline right there. And that's going to be a crop bed eventually. But right now, we're letting the material break down while we continue to work in other areas. We have a similar thing going right across the road from that. But first, let's take a brief commercial break and have a look at that fig. It's coming along beautifully. We have some new additions in the fig neighborhood, and I'll walk around to those. And there goes Cowboy. Hi, Cowboy. All right. Let's go ahead. Do you see a lot of the fern is coming back? Okay. There's a lot of native plants coming back now that we've hacked out all the invasives. Down here, we have a jackfruit, and it's taken very well. Over here, except for that little bugger that we got to get rid of again. It's a really strong wood, and it's been giving us a hard time chopping out piece by piece. But this right next to it, that's Bele. also known as edible hibiscus. It's a Jamaican variety. It's very popular in the vegan crowds. We have some ginger coming back in the remnants of an old wood pile. Okay, and then we have some ginger down there coming back too, over in the coconut area. And if you see that bed that we kind of made, that bed right now, the mulch is breaking down in it, but that too will turn into a garden bed. And the dog is happily eating grass, so no need to get one lawnmower. Okay, and we're going to go around this bed. We're going to see what else is going on. Okay, you can see this brownish green thing here. That's vetiver. Vetiver builds soil behind it. Okay, it also retains soil from eroding. So in order to prevent too much from leaking out around the edges, we decided to go ahead and plant 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so now we're on Vetiver Lane, because if you look across, there's one. That's a little slope right here. And then there's I'm not sure if you can see the brown sticks behind it, but that's another one at the mid-slope level. And then all of this will be terrace gardened in this area. We're going through the slow root removal of the African tulip area. And this is now known as Vetiver Lane. And let's just take a look at how beautiful our fern are coming back. I could look at that for days. Okay. And we have one of our ulu here, and it's taken quite lovely. Thank you to Alex Pinsky from Companion Plants. Not sure if it's Companion Plants Maui or Companion Plants Hawaii, but he's pretty knowledgeable. You should go see him. He's a coconut guy at Mahiku Market. Okay, now we're walking up into where this tree is. That's sister. That's where the cane grass came to. And as you can tell, we've gotten pretty far back. We've made some headway. Let me get this rock. So those 3 coconut that you see in the background there, those are the last 3 coconut that end the coconut grove. And there's if I can zero in, there's an ulu at the entrance, but that's also a little lilikoi grove area, and eventually we'll trellis that whole section. This we're going to leave a little blue vervain garden area, but off to the side in the back there's some guava back there, so we'll let the 2 mix and mingle so that the bees have stuff to play with. When we come back here, we now have this wide area. It's getting really interesting. Through hard work and diligence, we're actually able to easily navigate much further in the land. We're going to let the guys work over there and just keep going back. So this is the area that the pigs run and play in. they're a little upset with us right now. This right here is a more mature noni tree. I can go ahead and show you what the fruit looks like. So let's pull this one down. You can see one that's just starting. Looks pretty cool, yeah. All right. This branch has a variety. This one up top that I'm tapping on, it's getting closer to ripe. And if you can see the hole in the fence right there, and you'll see my dog come back through it. Whee! He's hunting pigs right now. Oh, hey boy. I don't know if you can see him back there. Come on, boy. Oh, the boy just went hunting. So the pigs go back and forth between the two properties. This used to be all their territory. So where the guys are working, this is the other side. And we're making our way through. I wonder whose home that was. And we're going to walk the other way back there. I just wanted to show you the new openings, new developments since the last time we've talked. Brief commercial break. Meet lilikoi. Look how beautiful those leaves. It's just a wild one growing. Trying really hard not to make you dizzy. So, no, this wasn't built from us. This is the result of a half bent over tree and lots of cane grass and lilikoi. And we have a little grass shack. I know, that's not how Hawaiians used to live. It's just funny at the ignorance of the world that they would go so far as to label cultures and cultural characteristics without even knowing. So that's a mixture of things in the foliage that you see. But that tree is how we get these little huts back here. I guess this one would be lilikoi hut, or the lilikoi shack. And another brief commercial break. I forget the name of these flowers, but isn't it so pretty? The shape of their leaves. This whole area could hardly be navigated. We came back here once before in a video. But I've never gone into it. I don't know how much further the property goes back from where I'm standing. But it goes. If you look, that's a little platform, I guess, from the way the lava settled. This is a different lilikoi. So we have three or four different varieties growing here. That's the most amazing part. Mostly Jamaican orange. And if you look at this mess, you might recall that from one of the first videos, or the first couple of videos. Yes, we've got a lot of that to go through. And a lot more cane grass to go through. Oh boy. I think the dog just figured out that I was back here. And on the far side of that is where we're working. Okay. Well, that's our update for today. I'll talk to you guys later.